On the one hand, you have this ongoing genocide playing out in real time on our TVs, radios and social media. You have a British government, along with the US and other European governments, who are actively aiding and abetting in this war crime through the provision of weapons and intelligence. You have a humanitarian crisis unfolding on a scale that even 6 months ago nobody thought was possible. And somehow Liam is being charged for waving a flag, stupidly in my view, but waving a flag, as if somehow he's the terrorist. Like, people need to get a sense of perspective here. Was it right to wave the flag? In my view, no, it wasn't, right? Was it right to make some of the comments they made previously? No, and they've apologised for those, but they are not the story. They are not the people who day and daily are committing genocide.
I suspect most people agree with you. The Metropolitan Police, their hands were probably tied once a complaint had been made and the evidence was there. You know what I mean? They don't have the discretion.
Let's be very clear. Just like the persecution of Gary Lineker for sharing a completely innocuous and very sensible piece of video on what's going on in Palestine over decades.
Well, it did have an anti-Semitic element.
I'm sorry.
The picture of the rat. So the video underneath the picture of the rat was... I don't think anyone would have a problem with.
Let's be very clear. Gary Lineker shared the content of the video.
Gary Lineker himself says, I accept that there was an anti-Semitic element to the rat being used.
The woman who spoke in the video spoke eminent sense. But here's what's happening.
Why was there a picture of a rat?
Any prominent person...
Why was there a picture of a rat?
Any prominent person who takes a strong stand against the genocide is subject to a campaign of unrelenting harassment. And very clearly, Gary Lineker is not the story. Kneecap are not the story. Genocide is the story. And until we stop the genocide, and domestically, the Irish government has had a better position than many European governments. But now is the time to do more. We need to move on the Occupied Territories Bill. We need to move on the war bonds or the genocide bonds bill that Pierce Doherty and Mary Lou McDonald are introducing next week. Irish diplomats are being shot at. Irish diplomats are being shot at by a government who is seen as an ally of the US, of Britain, and we're here talking about a controversialist rap band who did something at a concert last year. Like, a sense of perspective is pretty crucial here, given what's happening on the ground in the West Bank, Gaza and the Middle East.